right, welcome back to another episode of Current Events. Just the Curran Bros here this morning. We've got a quick one. We've got a timeline. Tim's got a call. We've got things going on. It's Monday before Easter. Family's in town tomorrow. Let's go, Timmy.
It's weekend current events. It's a quick recap of what's going on.
That's probably a better way to intro it than I did. So there's two huge things that we'll focus on: the business of Angel Reese, the natty yesterday, the you can't see me stuff, and what that's meant for her and her biz. The Wrestlemania WWE / UFC / Endeavor news, not Denver.
Yep.
Denver news. And then also the new NBA CBA, which I'll just touch on a little bit for that. But let's start with what has been the most talked about thing in our social media followings has definitely been Angel Reese. So, I mean, everyone who's listening has probably heard this, but basically yesterday, the last month, she's had a monster SEC tournament and then it's into the NCAA tournament. Has a great game yesterday. LSU wins the natty. In the Final Four, first game, the semis, Caitlin Clark is doing the "You Can't See Me" to people that they played against who were talking some junk. Angel Reese comes back yesterday with the "You Can't See Me." She's doing the ring pointing, and it becomes this massive thing that if she hadn't done it like this, and by the way, she had a big game. She was the MVP of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Had she not done all this and the ring pointing and all the shit talking, probably would not have blown up in the way it has. And I think 100% in a way that's in a positive light for her. And I agree. Thank you for agreeing. And basically a big part of it now is the race component to it. She's a black woman. She was doing it to a white woman. My apologies, Caitlin. She's a grown ass woman who's a gangster on the court. And Caitlin had done it the game before. Again, it was somebody shit talking. Angel does it. Now it becomes this whole thing. You got people calling her, Dave Portnoy's calling her classless. Keith Olbermann calling her an idiot, who then had pulled back. I saw he tweeted out today. You see his tweet today?
I did not. I didn't even see him in the first place. No, that didn't come across.
Only because he was trending. I don't follow Keith Olbermann. Okay. I never see his stuff. But he had come back and said, "My apologies. I did not see this. I was uninformed. I didn't see the Caitlin Clark." Like, come on, you idiot. You idiot. You're the idiot.
Yeah, right.
On that. But so it's blown up to this huge thing. She's getting shout outs from LeBron, who's quote tweeting Josiah Johnson, who's massive in NBA, Twitter, basketball world. I saw it. I actually looked up at the numbers. She had 25 tweets in the last day and a half. And that's because she's retweeting all these people from a support standpoint.
Yeah.
She is up on Twitter alone, 70,000 followers today.
Damn. What's her total?
She is at, let me look this up. Angel, that I don't know. I just know she's up.
She's probably about 100 then.
I think it's like 110-ish, 126.
Yeah.
Actually, as I go to her name, it was like 110. Like, you know how it comes up initially, and then it flipped to 126.
Wow.
That is just.
She'll be close to 200 by the end of this week.
No doubt she will. Now, if you look at her IG, and I had this up. So earlier today, I did this 3 hours ago, did an IG story on this. She was up 70,000 today alone. She's now up 94,000. In the last 3 hours, she's up 24,000 followers on just IG. Can't get TikTok numbers. I use Social Blade to kind of track stuff like this.
Yeah.
She was up 153 yesterday, 1,000 that is, 94,000 today. In the last, that is 10 days, she's up 361,000 followers. So on that end, good for biz. As I talked about in a video I did today, I think there's a couple other things. You know, in our conversations, how these happen from a brand perspective. I'm sure, is already companies reaching out, trying to do something around. So I guess to backtrack, I didn't explain the whole thing. That's what happened and what blew up the conversation. Some people were like, classless, idiot, like I said. And then most people are like, this was great. If it wasn't a woman, or if it wasn't a black woman specifically, this wouldn't be a thing. But then she doubles down. She was really kind of funny on social with it. She's posting the picture. She's retweeting all the support, like I said. And then in post game, she was like, this is for all the girls that look like me. Yes. I'm going to talk my shit. A lot of people don't want me to fit this narrative that I don't fit. And from that perspective is when I think the social following will bring long-term business to it and the social growth. but direct business will come from those comments afterwards. I don't fit this narrative. I'm me, I'm this, I'm that. Whereas if she just was the MVP, definitely things would have come. But I think this will create a whole other business entity around her that should be like a 6-figure thing.
Yes. Could you imagine? And this is what she absolutely should be doing: dropping merchandise with her hand over her face, drop a T today, or drop another one that says, what was her exact? This is for the girls who look like me, or something, or for the people that look like me. Yeah. Boom, 2 shirts right there. I would almost guarantee she makes 6 figures off of those merchandise if she drops those today.
I would agree, because I already did a video on it. Did you watch?
I didn't catch it. Meetings, man.
So this is for all the girls that look like me. I did not say, I just said specifically you can't see me, but I like that even better. So the you can't see me stuff, drop the merch today. She has Bayou Barbie. Bayou is right. Not LSU. Bayou Barbie, and that's what she like kind of goes by. And that's all you can buy. And so if you go, by the way, you wouldn't know that she even has this unless you go to her Twitter bio. So hasn't tweeted about it, hasn't put it on her IG, hasn't put it on her IG story. It's not in her IG bio link or her TikTok link. I checked all those. So the only place you would even know she has merch is through there. So I do think there's a missed opportunity on that. And that, again, was one of the things I was going to talk about is like business today too. And so, so she has TurboTax. One of our athletes, Cody McMahon, did a deal with TurboTax as well. We know what these contracts look like, and it has to be the link in the bio for 48 hours. So she has that TurboTax thing in her IG and her TikTok bio. Well, it's been, I looked it up. It was Friday now. So it's been 4 days, long past the 48 hours. Take that out, put your website back on there so you can start doing that. And then step 2 is, like you said, and I said earlier, halfsies what you said, is drop this merch. We also know from working with merch companies, this could happen like right now.
And it needs to be today. If she waits till Friday, she doesn't capitalize on the wave.
Every day it goes down a little bit.
Yes.
She would still get people to buy it. It'll still be good money, but it could be big money if she dropped it. Like if she had it last night, even bigger.
Yeah.
And we would have done it working with someone like that. Like we would have been trying immediately, like, all right, here's the thing. Here's a photo. You got her hand over there. Like it all is so easy to put together. You can get it up on a site. With some of the people, we've gotten stuff up on a site within an hour.
It would have been done last night for sure.
And it could have been done, could have been up, could have had people buying already, and would have been big time business. You got all these people supporting you. That support is going to wane as things go. Not that people won't like be supporting you or what you're saying, but just like the momentum of it will be gone.
Yeah. New cycle. It'll shift.
Yeah. There was a couple other things. This all came out through Sponsor United 2 weeks ago. I think you'd first sent this to me. Yeah. And I was looking at top this is all NIL athletes, male, female, athletes with the most NIL deals. She is 5th overall in all total athletes, 2nd woman behind Lori Burke, who's a Texas softball player, and number 1 women's basketball player, and basketball player period. Actually, number 1 basketball player period, Angel Reese, with 17 deals. That will go up. Yeah. This also was before TurboTax the other day, and I think she did one more. I'm blanking right now before that. So she's already been pretty big biz, and she's got about 1 million followers now across, actually more than 1 million followers across platforms now. When you look at follower growth in the top 10, she's not there. She will be now. Again, this is 2 weeks old.
It'll be number 1 for sure.
In follower growth. Yeah, I wonder. Well, this was in 2022, I guess. So if they look at 2023, she has to be up there. Mikey Williams grew 2.1. That's the highest. Livy Dunn went at 1.3. So she'll beat Livy Dunn. Mikey Williams type of 2 million. She'll probably get over that too. When you look at total engagement, she was not in the top 10, male and female combined. What is this? Total engagements. Number 1 was 841. She will beat that. She may have beat that yesterday. 841,000, to be clear on that. Most engaged with female athletes specifically, not even in the top 10 there. That'll totally change. But that's in one day off of really what happened at the end of a big win, and then post game is what's totally changed the business of Angel Reese. I know we're short on time here, so a couple other things we'll talk a little WWE here in a second, but first, NBA, CBA, new collective bargaining agreement has gone into place. NBA players will not be tested for the weed anymore. They can also be investing in weed companies, cannabis companies, and they can also be investing in cannabis companies and promoting cannabis companies, as well as gambling companies, and can also invest in both NBA and WNBA teams through the NBA PA's private equity firm. I don't know how exactly that works, but it works and it does. Now, all right, last but not least, WWE, WrestleMania last night. My first WrestleMania in like 15 years. You probably like
25. Yeah.
And huge news after the fact, but a couple of things here. And I've gotten into wrestling like the last 2 months. I got my 3-year-old Cash has been into it. It's been fun to watch. We kind of watch Monday, Friday occasionally. It's a fun thing for us. As you know, we're wrestling. You come over, he's beating your ass yesterday. Wrestling, baby. Viewership is the largest audience in WrestleMania history. Sponsorship revenue.
I don't know how to respond to that.
Excuse me.
Oh, no.
Record 20 plus million, doubling the record. This is just sponsorship revenue set in 2022. The Gates, $21.6 million for WWE.
21?
21.6. I can send you.
Yes, 20 yesterday, remember?
Yeah. All-time record up 20% in merch sales versus the record set in 2022. And this is the most social WrestleMania videos with 500 plus. I'm sorry. Let me say that again. Most social WrestleMania ever with 500 million plus views. The way they put this on the graphic, not easy to read.
Yeah.
But massive business. And then bam, although this is rumored all throughout the weekend, Tim, breaking news about 5 hours ago on them.
Yeah, you could tell they strategically started to drop this right as WWE or WrestleMania was ending. Because at first, like we saw like hints of it, and then people really started to push this yesterday evening. And so it's clearly like, hey, don't put this out until WrestleMania is over, right?
Which is Sunday evening. You don't put news out Sunday evening. So it was clear it was like some sort of slow down. Maybe it got finalized. Who knows?
Right. It didn't get finalized last night in the suite. I can guarantee that. It probably got finalized a few weeks ago, and they said, okay, we're going to officially announce this, post WrestleMania. But essentially what they're going to do is Endeavor is purchasing 51% of equity in WWE. So at a valuation of $9.3 billion. So they are investing 51%. So now Endeavor owns that. Endeavor, for those who don't know, also owns the UFC outright. So they own the entire UFC organization. They now own Endeavor, which is part of WME, the conglomerate of sports entertainment, leagues, talent agency. They own IMG, you name it, those types of things. So now what they're going to do with their combat entertainment entity is they're going to form a new entity that's going to be a publicly traded entity, which will include Endeavor, it'll include WWE, and it'll include the UFC.
And a couple of things I wrote down listening. I listened to Ariel Helwani earlier today, and they were talking about it. Is there was a wording on it, I forget the specific wording, but like combined TV rights or combined deals they're looking at potentially. Which look
at the crossover. Who was Brock Lesnar or Ronda Rousey yesterday alone?
Right. No doubt. And whoever Ronda Rousey's combat partner was yesterday, it was a former UFC fighter as well, or maybe strength, but she's a former MMA fighter for sure. But I mean, from the perspective of, it sounds like they're going to have UFC's deal and WWE's deal, and they're going to sell it to an ESPN Plus or an Amazon or whoever. Like that is going to be in itself going to be just massive broadcasting rights deal. The UFC one, I want to say, what do they get per year? Like 50 million per year. Is that off? That seems off.
I can't remember exactly. I do know the numbers when they did purchase, when the Endeavor purchased UFC, they bought it for $4 billion, now valued at $12 billion. So already in the last couple of years, that investment's paid off. So
yeah, I'm trying to think of trying to remember what the deal was. I think it's like 50 million per year they get from ESPN. That does seem low though.
That seems very low.
I could be off on that.
Regardless, the amount of money that they could do, I know that in those conversations to purchase WWE or purchase majority stake, It was Amazon, it was Netflix, it was the Abu Dhabi investment firm. There was a bunch of big time players that were interested in this. So, I mean, the amount of money that they could demand from a package deal like that is kind of crazy.
Just crazy what they'll get from that.
Yeah.
Right. That is going to be, I maybe it could be NFL money, NBA money. I think it's got to be close if you combine those, and that's what they'll do.
Yeah, I could
All right, Tim.
be in the billions for sure.
Oh, we'll definitely be in the billions. Definitely in the billions. It was 50 million it's 400 million per year, the UFC's deal. 400 million per year. I don't know where I got the 50 events per year, I think is
that's probably
what an idiot. Anyway, Timothy, you got to get out of here. I'm out of here. We thank you for listening. Goodbye.